Hello, my friends. If your subscription feed looks anything like mine, then there was this little thing that happened over the weekend called Bath and Body Works Candle Day. And boy, all of us candle creators made sure you all knew about it, right? Did I shop? Well, obviously, if I'm creating this video, the answer is yes. Now, fun fact, you guys, I actually did end up going in store. My mindset was to only purchase 5 candles because I did have a 10 off of 40 coupon. I am adhering to a monthly budget. And in my mind, I said, maximum I want to spend is $50. That was the max. But like I said, because I had a 10 off of 40 coupon, I figured that I could go ahead and put it to good use. Now, the funny thing is that I actually had an online cart going of these candles, but the reason why I ended up going in store was because last week was my son's birthday and we ended up going to Great Wolf Lodge to celebrate that. It just so happened that we were staying there overnight on Thursday night, Friday morning. And while we were waiting for the water park to open up that day, I happened to check my maps, and there happened to be a Bath and Body Works less than half a mile away. So my oldest daughter and I decided to go ahead and venture in store. We were in our pajamas, which thankfully there was no judgment. And we went ahead and perused the floor. And here's the thing, you guys, the fragrances that I thought I was going to love, the ones that I had put in my cart, I actually didn't like them when I sniffed them in store, but I did end up liking some other fragrances that were not even on my radar. So today I'm going to show you the 5 candles that I purchased during Bath and Body Works Candle Day. I did end up spending a total of $40 out of pocket. I had like a $2 gift card, like from like an exchange that I had done at some point. And then, like I said, I had that 10 off of 40 coupon. So I was really, really happy to stay within my budget. So if you like this video, please make sure you hit that old thumbs up button. It really helps me out. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I love to talk all things candles here on my channel. I do a lot of hauls. I do empties. I do dedicated reviews, just a lot of fun stuff in between. And truthfully, you guys, I am just being very honest in this. Bath and Body Works is a brand that I do talk about here on my channel, but they are not my #1 featured, or I wouldn't say that I'm a Bath and Body Works heavy channel. I do kind of sprinkle it around between this brand, Homeworks, Kringle, sometimes Yankee in there. And then there have been some independent brands that have come across my radar too. So if you like candle content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's not waste any more time on an intro. Let's go ahead and see what I got. All right. So the first candle that I decided to purchase, which again, not a new fragrance, it's been around for a while, but I feel like I've heard a couple of people talk about this one recently. I think most recently was it Greg from Olive Oud Candles said that he got really good performance from this candle, and it is cinnamon spiced vanilla. We have fragrance notes here of fresh ground cinnamon, sugar crystals, and Tahitian vanilla bean. Now, this one has kind of like those thicker, ropey type of wicks, so we will see how it performs. But I like this fragrance a lot. Again, not a new fragrance. I don't know why. It's never intrigued me before, but we all know that with home fragrance, especially if you've been burning candles a lot, if you like a variety, you know that sometimes our fragrance preferences change or they adapt the more that we expose ourselves to. And this is just really nice. The cinnamon in here is a very soft cinnamon. It's not red hot, right in my face. There's that vanilla in here. Um, just a very, very nice fragrance. Yeah, sugar crystals, Tahitian vanilla bean. Nothing, I would say that this is a very basic candle, but it's basic in the best way. I feel like these are fragrances that I can enjoy right now and during the Christmas season, but also after the Christmas season. I feel like this is a good year-round fragrance if you like gourmands, like warm, cozy gourmands. I've got a lot of tree scents that I still see myself burning throughout the month of January. So I did decide to go ahead and purchase it in this packaging. I like it in kind of this White Barn packaging. I think they had a couple of other packaging, there was another version available, but I liked this packaging a little bit more. All right, another fragrance that I don't plan to burn anytime soon because this is definitely more of a spring and summer fragrance, but this is Lemon or Limoncello. Obviously, again, not a new fragrance to Bath & Body Works, but one that I like. Fragrance notes of tangy Sorrento lemons, bright lemon zest, and fresh sugar cane. And Again, most people are familiar with the limoncello scent. I do love a lot of citrus fragrances. Really, I would say I start burning citrus fragrances sometimes in January because I do live in Arizona. We have definitely more mild winters. Like today, we have a high of 69. I have my windows open. Um, so I typically can still start burning some like springy citrus type of fragrances even in January. Um, but yeah, this just is so fresh. It's definitely kind of like candy. It's like a candied lemon, but not too artificially candied. I don't detect any kind of like gourmand cake or anything like that in here. It's just so fresh and clean, and I really, really like it. The packaging is kind of nice. I am a little bit concerned. So one of the things that I did notice is that the price point on this candle is $24.95. And one of the things that does make me a little bit like with Bath and Body Works, these two are kind of those thick, ropey wicks, is that last summer during their SAS, I did purchase a couple of candles that were part of the like they were exclusively done for SAS, and they were a $24.95 price point, which I feel like these candles were released specifically for Candle Day at this $24.95 price point. And I did not have great performance from those candles. So I am a little bit nervous about this one that the performance is not going to be the greatest. I did also see over on Instagram, I know he has a YouTube channel as well, but Josh from Touch the Fire Twice, I think he got the coffee fragrance in this like line, and he was not getting good performance from it. Like right from the get-go, it was struggling to pull out, and he said he was going to take it back or exchange it. So I'm a little bit nervous, but again, I guess at the end of the day, if this doesn't perform well for me, by the time I go to burn it, I can always stick it in my candle crock because I do have a lot of it. Lemon is one of those fragrances that I feel like it can complement a lot of other candles that I currently have in my collection. All right, here's another fragrance. This one is also at that $24.95 price point. This is Iced Winter Balsam. Fragrance notes here are frozen eucalyptus, sugared pine, and fresh balsam. Now, fun fact about me, you guys, I actually don't like the regular fresh balsam from I almost said Kringle, from Bath and Body Works. It's a little bit too astringent to my nose, but there's something about this that I like. There's let me see, what frozen eucalyptus, sugared pine, fresh balsam. There's something in here. There's no citrus note listed in here, but I feel like there's something about this reminds me slightly of winter. Not the same. Obviously, winter has a little bit more of a stronger citrus note in there. But I do like this fragrance. This is kind of like just like a cool, icy tree scent, but it's not too pungent. I think whatever they're saying is the sugared pine. There is something that's a little bit sweet about this fragrance. I like this. This is one that I actually plan again to also probably burn after the holidays. I do have a couple of orange fragrances. I have Kringle Candles Away in a Manger, which is like a orange pomander type of fragrance. I like to burn tree scents like this with my orange pomander type of scents. I also have Caramel Sundays, A Christmas Story, which is very orange, like orange citrus heavy. But in like a winter orange citrus, I guess if that makes sense. I think a lot of you guys who are familiar with home fragrance would know what I'm talking about. I feel like there's a huge difference between winter citrus and summer citrus. I don't know, maybe that's just in my head. But now this one does have kind of those thinner wicks with the cores in the middle of them. So we will see how it burns. But I also like the packaging on this one. And this was a fragrance that I did really enjoy when I picked it up to sniff in store. Another fragrance that I purchased, now this I will tell you, it is because I had gone into Bath and Body Works about 2 weeks ago. I think I went in for the soap sale, and my husband was with me, and he was sniffing some of the candles, and he really liked this fragrance. And I figured, you know what, this is one again that would probably be a good fragrance that I could burn right now, and I can still pair it with a lot of other fragrances going into the other winter months. This is Cinnamon Sugared Pecans. Fragrance notes on this are warm cinnamon, toasted pecans, and brown sugar. This one also has a pretty lid on it. I don't keep the lids, but it is nice. Thick, ropey wicks on this one. And this one kind of has a little bit of a gash in it. I didn't even recognize that. Now, but oh well. I mean, that'll go away once I start burning it. But this is nice. A nice, it's definitely more cinnamon heavy than the, what was the other one? The cinnamon, what was that called? Cinnamon spiced vanilla. That's a little bit more vanilla heavy, whereas this is definitely more cinnamon forward. but I do get some nuttiness in the background of it. Little bit of sweetness of sugar in here, but this again is like another good, just like gourmand fragrance. I am currently burning from Caramel Sundays. They have a fragrance called Hansel and Gretel. It's kind of like a cinnamon bun, like a sticky bun type of fragrance. And I feel like this fragrance is going to complement that one really, really nicely. This would also go really well with a lot of basic vanilla fragrances as well as some tree scents. So again, a good fragrance to have this time of year. And like I said, I was motivated to get this one because I knew that my husband loved it. Other fragrances before I share with you guys my final candle that I did purchase. What a fragrance that I did have in my cart, but I did end up not purchasing it, and I think it's because I am getting a shipment in of a couple of other tree fragrances that I felt like I don't know. I felt like it just wasn't unique enough. I did contemplate purchasing Vanilla Balsam, but I did pass that up because, like I said, I liked it, but I didn't necessarily love it more than some of the other fragrances that I'm getting in. I have on my way to me two Homework Snow Tipped Pine, which is one of my favorite tree fragrances to burn after the holidays for whatever reason. I like that one, I don't know, after the holidays. So I did decide to go ahead and purchase another tree fragrance though. And it's funny, you guys, this is a fragrance that was not even on my radar. And I have to say, it's probably my favorite fragrance that I purchased. I've already started to burn it. This is Evergreen and Fir. This is from their Neutrals collection. Fragrance notes here of white fir needles, fresh cedar wood, and sweet sap. Now, this fragrance, it's funny. I'm usually not an evergreen fan, but I do believe that the addition of a fir note in here, and it's funny because I don't even really say any kind of evergreen note in here. It's sweet sap, fresh cedar wood, white fir needles. I do like the fragrance of fir, especially when it, like for tree scents, I would say that fir is probably one of my more I would say it's probably one of my favorite tree scents because it comes across a little bit more earthy and woody to me than it does that like astringent pine in my face. It's a little bit more warm and inviting. And I feel like I get that here, but I do detect like a sappiness from this candle. I think it's interesting that they list sweet sap in the fragrance notes because I do smell a sappiness in this. This is very nice. It does remind me a kind of like a fresh cut tree. Um, it doesn't remind me of the Christmas tree lot as much as my beloved Winter White Woods, which I was very disappointed to see that that did not show up for Candle Day. I am still hoping that maybe they'll release it at some point this month because I love that scent. It's one of my all-time favorite winter fragrances from Bath and Body Works, but it didn't show up. But what I wanted to talk about real quick is I have burned this candle twice already, and you guys see these wicks. um, these are pretty thick wicks. They do require some trimming before each burn. Um, but the fragrance output so far has been pretty good on it. I will make sure that I do a post burn review, but I will say that just based off of these first two burns and these wicks, I would recommend probably not burning this candle any longer than 3 hours because you are going to run the risk, I would say, of getting some soot accumulation there. But yeah, I have needed to trim these wicks, but again, the performance so far has been pretty good for me on the first two burns, but I have really been liking this fragrance. Greg, you need to make a trip to that shady mall to try to find this one because it's a good it's a good tree scent. If you follow Greg from All About Candles, he did his Candle Day haul with his friend Steve the other day. Oh my goodness, it was hilarious. You guys should go and check that out. But he was talking about how he was looking for that evergreen and fir, and it was not in the store that he wanted it in. But I will direct you to his video. But Greg, it's worth going to get. You need to go get it. So anyways, you guys, again, not a very fancy haul, nothing big and wild. And I love watching everybody's haul videos. I think that it has a lot of fun. I know a lot of people really set aside a lot of money in their candle budget for Candle Day. I know a lot of people use it to buy gifts, or some of you guys just love having larger collections, and walking into a room full of candles brings you a lot of joy going in and sniffing them. I do the same thing sometimes. I just like to go in and sniff the variety of fragrances I have. I've always said I'm actually not really, I don't consider myself a collector. I do consider myself somebody who enjoys home fragrance, but I have very limited space in my house, so I don't really collect. I don't keep them for, like, I do tend to like to just burn through my fragrances, and if candles come back, they come back, and if not, I find new fragrances that I like. But anyways, that is the status of I guess that would be the reasoning behind my purchases. So feel free to comment down below. Did you shop Candle Day? Are you tired of Candle Day hauls? I know that there were quite a few. I still have a bunch in my queue to get through. A lot of my fellow content creators that I love to support their channels. I still have quite a few of theirs to watch. But yeah, this was a fun little haul. Please stay tuned for, hopefully this weekend I will have another candle chat video to share with you. Like I said, we are in the busy month of December. For those of you who may not know, I have 3 kids. They are 15, 13, and 10. So we are doing all of the holiday things, all of the, end of the semester school things, and trying to, just spend some time as a family and really embrace this season. So if you've noticed that my content this month is a little bit more irregular than it normally is, just know that I hope to get back on track in the month of January. But I still am planning to bring some dedicated reviews to you guys this week. Like I said, last week was my son's birthday, so it was a little bit hectic and things got off the rails. So hoping to get back on track. But again, please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful or entertaining or whatever. If you just enjoyed it, hit the old thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.